Hello guys, so we are going to continue the discussion with respect to statistics. In this video, we are going to understand when to use t-test versus when to use z-test, okay? Already we have discussed about z-test, we have solved problems, we have seen how to basically check, how to come to a conclusions, the p-value, the significance value. There were so many things we discussed, right? Now let me make a systematic diagram for you so that you will be always able to understand when to use t-test versus when to use z-test. First question, ask yourself, okay? Ask yourself whenever you see a problem statement. The first question should be that, do you know, let me write it in another color. Do you know the population standard deviation? Do you know the population standard deviation? Which is also, you can also specify this as sigma. Do you know this? Do you know the population standard deviation from the problem, from the problem statement that you have? So from here, I'm just going to make two routes. Okay. One is yes and one is no. Right? If it is yes and if it is no. Okay. If it is no, definitely go ahead and use t-test, right? This is very much simple. So here I'm just going to specify use the t-test, right? If it is yes, if you know your population standard deviation, then ask the question, is the sample size above 30? If it is, then again over here, two scenarios, one is no and one is yes. Okay. If it is yes, if it is no, definitely use the t-test. Again, use the t-test. Okay. And if it is yes, use the z-test. This is just what you really need to follow. Now over here, one new thing that you are seeing, even though you have a population standard deviation, then you probably go ahead and check the sample size. Over here, the sample size n, if it is greater than 30, then use the z-test, otherwise use the t-test. So this is how you will be able to understand when to use t-test versus when to use z-test. So I hope you are able to understand. With respect to any problem statement, first of all, check whether population standard deviation is given. If it is given, go ahead and check whether the sample size is above 30. So with respect to all the previous problem that we have done over there, you will be able to see if population standard deviation is not given, we have used t-test. Even though population standard deviation is given and your sample size is greater than 30, then you have to probably go ahead and use z-test, right? So yes, in this video, this was a separate topic to discuss, and always it is good to know at what scenario what needs to be used, and it can also be asked in the interview. So I hope you like this particular video. I will see you all in the next video.